Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dustin Giab. I've been in the business intelligence industry for around 15 years. And just to give you some background, here at Kaisa Consulting, we have had experience with multiple BI technologies, business intelligence technologies. And some of the names you might have heard of are SAP Business Objects, SAP Data Warehousing, and even Tableau's biggest competitor, Microsoft Power BI. But it is Tableau who we chose to partner with and to be our flagship analytics tool, because we saw as a consulting firm that it gets projects done in the most timely manner, and what we see as with the highest customer satisfaction. And overall, we feel it is a cut above the rest. And worldwide, Tableau has developed a huge fan base, and we'll see some of those customer base of Tableau in an upcoming slide. So I'd like to start off with this title, okay, making data-driven business decisions through a pandemic. And we see that it's also about adapting to this new normal. But we are here to give you optimism and to show you that Tableau can help your current work situation to make it more informed and to give you additional insights about your organization and the world around you. In other words, we would want to give you analytics with greater insights and at multiplied speeds. Okay, so maybe you have noticed or not, Tableau has been recently pervasive in the fight against COVID-19. So I'm going to just quickly switch screens. Okay, hope you can see this. This is from the Department of Health. Okay, so here we see.
Yeah, we can see it, bro.
Thank you, Christian. We see here, if you go to, you can visit this, maybe some of you have already visited at the Department of Health. So this is where I go to for the most updated information and hopefully the most accurate information that I have to rely on to make decisions and to see how I'll manage myself, how organizations are using this dashboard to see how should we manage our business policies, and government officials are using this to manage of course, their whole economic policies and decisions for the people of the country. So here, in the early March and mid-March, they were not using Tableau. I was surprised to see that. I think a few weeks after they switched to Tableau, so I was very encouraged by that. And here we see that we have a improved visualization, and many health scientists, data scientists are using this to see, has the curve flattened? Okay, so policy decisions are being made upon this data and to be acted on. And we can, for those who are doing deep dive into comparison of the visuals, this is very important to do comparisons and decision making, because it's expressed very nicely in these visuals. Okay, and to show that it does come from Tableau, they left the Tableau mark. So here as the proof that it is a Tableau powered dashboard. Okay, so imagine you can have these dashboards as well on your own company's website. That's a whole new discussion, but Tableau can be embedded into your own web portal. It can be on your desktops, mobile phones. So it can be used pervasively and flexibly. So this is the agenda. We're here to give you a taste of the visual analytics in the following areas: cash management, sales and profit demo. Mixed with this is a Tableau overview. And for the last few minutes, we can have some Q&A. And just to set expectations for the agenda, we're here to give you a taste of the topics, particularly with cash flow management. It's marketing has determined that cash flow is something that our clients have been asking a lot about. So we decided to, hey, why not show some sample of cash flow reports? Okay, but we know that many of the audience may not come from the finance or treasury department. So we then also we will show sales and profit reports, which most, if not all, can relate to. Okay, so we're going to try to keep it balanced. Of course, I'm not a treasury expert. Okay, so I'm going to show I'm going to provide you the links later that you can access so that you can see a deeper dive show on, or other webinars that you can attend to that show a deeper dive explanation of how treasury experts use Tableau to make their cash management decisions. Okay, so basically, also by nature, Tableau really works for any department. Okay, so for myself as a general consultant, we learn the business rules of your organizations, treasury, whether you're a BPO, supply chain, and we take those learnings and combine and improve how you currently analyze your data in Tableau. Okay, so definitely after today, we want you to be proactive and try to reach out to us. Maybe you would like supply chain reports, HR, and other types of reports that you would like to see. If you're in manufacturing, we welcome to contact you after this webinar, and we'd be happy to do more different types of demos for you. Okay. So to start off, Tableau is mainly about people, okay? And one of Tableau's most celebrated mottos is Tableau helps people see and understand their data. And hopefully after this presentation and the examples we provide, you'll be convinced that this tool will ultimately do that for your organization. As you can see below, Salesforce has combined forces with Tableau. It was around mid last year that Salesforce took the initiative to acquire Tableau. This decision to acquire Tableau was viewed as a great move because Tableau serves the analytical needs of over 86,000 clients worldwide. And this highlights Salesforce move to analytics field to diversify their main CRM product line. So Salesforce is mainly a CRM product, but it felt it needed to, it saw the value of Tableau and decided to acquire it. But for those who already know Tableau, and those that are concerned, a common question is, do I have to buy Salesforce? The answer is, along with Tableau, the answer is no. Okay, so Tableau will continue to maintain its excellence independently from Salesforce when it comes to visual analytics. And some of you who may know Salesforce, their motto is, it helps people engage and understand customers. But let's look at some of Tableau's own customers. So take your time, look through this. Maybe there's something, we have, of course, 86,000, but we'd like to highlight some of randomly picked brand names that you may see here. In manufacturing, we have Boeing, Mercedes-Benz. We from healthcare, Johnson & Johnson. Transportation, we have Grab, several airlines that you see here. There are companies, locally Globe is using it, and a lot more. Google, Facebook, and I'll let you browse this slide. Okay, so Tableau has a huge fan base, and it's a platform that people have come to love. And I want to highlight, yes, 86,000 sounds like, hey, maybe they're just buying a couple licenses here, and but that's not always the case. Some of the world's biggest organizations have deployed Tableau at huge scale. For example, Johnson & Johnson has deployed Tableau to almost 45,000 users. Similarly, a similar amount at ExxonMobil is also around 40,000. Companies like Comcast, Charles Schwab, Lenovo, around over 10,000. And your household names like Facebook and Apple have almost 5,000 users using Tableau. And they're using this to transform their organizations and to realize the full value of their people and their data. And I also want to stress that Tableau is not only for large organizations. Okay, at Kaisa Consulting, we've seen small consulting firms, even a law firm, individuals have gone out and bought a license from us. So, and even nonprofits use Tableau. Okay, and the reason is because there is definitely value for all sizes. Okay, So it can be used by anyone that values their data and wants to get more out of it. At Kaisa Consulting, with just some of the names we have done big projects for. This covers multiple technologies, but for some that are using Tableau, is Unilab, Mondenisen, Pioneer Adhesives. They make the glue. Marsh is a global insurance company that's here at BGC. DSWD is another that just recently bought Tableau and deployed it at the enterprise level, and Burlington Sox. And Kaisa's very close to, is affiliated with the Ramcar group of companies. So we handle Tableau for Modolite, Mr. Donut, and KFC. Okay, so this is just to give you an idea of the types of and other projects here. We want to also showcase our team can do data warehousing. Okay, so we cover the complete end-to-end solution. If you need a data warehouse, that would be another talk we could have with your organization individually. If you have complex data rules and processing, you might want a data warehouse. Another big reason is because you want very strong governance. Okay, so yeah, that's our some of Kaisa's clients that you see before you. Okay, so I would now like to move into the cash management portion of the of this webinar. So today I'm presenting Tableau's use case for themselves, and yes, I definitely had to see. I've been through the website of Tableau, and this is how they are using Tableau for their cash management. So basically, they're using it acts as their treasury department is the central bank, so to speak, of a corporation, as responsible for managing all their financial risks and managing their financial controls for the organization. And let's look at how they're using Tableau in many other aspects. They monitor all their banking relationships, banking services, and banking accounts. They have reports that cover payment processing and payment optimization, how they pay. Also collections, how they collect, okay, on their receivables, liquidity management, including cash forecasting and subsidiary funding, how they manage their investments, in relation to foreign exchange, okay, as well as dealing with their corporate card customers, okay, e-commerce and merchant services, how they deal with their shares of their repurchase program. But then they end after the speaker of the director of treasury of Tableau, the big emphasis was that they work with a lot of data from many sources and many systems to answer a lot of questions. So they need the flexibility of this type of tool. Of course, it would be biased if Tableau themselves was not evaluated by an independent firm. So here in 2018, Tableau's Treasury Department won this award, and it was because of the way they use Tableau and the way they handle their treasury data using Tableau to make cash flow analysis. A couple things are very easy to use. Okay, they're able to easily detect outliers, do very fast and up-to-date monitoring. They have visual reports that can detect duplicate bank statement entries, and they can quickly drill down to individual transactions to do some auditing. And they have reports that right away display transactions that do not meet Tableau's treasury rules. So is it a done deal? No, they're always constantly evolving the treasury reports of Tableau. As you will find out in the webinar that I will send you the link, the link will be displayed in some upcoming slides, and you will get a copy of. Tableau can be used in very large organizations, but this looks like, yeah, it can be part of an entire whole set of connections, as you can see here. So let me explain this, okay? So Tableau's infrastructure, in terms of how it connects to its banking partners, it connects to around 10 different banks, connected to them via the Swift Financial Messaging Network and legacy host-to-host connections. This could be via FTP. Okay, they get a lot of data both from end-of-day statements, account analysis statements. They get even image files for their lockbox. So these are the images of all the checks that come in from their customers. Tableau also receives data from their e-commerce providers and partners, corporate card programs, as well as data from their FX All trading program, which also flow to Tableau. So this data, the source data that I've just mentioned, can flow into their Oracle NetSuite ERP. And by the way, Kaisa does offer NetSuite as part of their services. And SAP, Tableau can also connect to SAP if that's your preferred ERP. So it's a combination of consolidating it in their NetSuite, and they also have an internal financial master data warehouse where most of the data is consolidated before further combining it and analyzing it into Tableau. So it's a pretty much automated and organized setup. And I would like to stress that here in Kaisa, we also do data warehousing for enhanced governance and complex data rules. But it's something we can determine after evaluation of your requirements. We do have implementations without needing a data warehouse, and Tableau can many times through their Tableau Prep builder, I'll explain that later, and their Tableau Desktop application accomplish its mission and delivering the reports that you need. So it's something that we can help you with after this webinar if you'd like to know more about topics like data warehousing and so on. Okay. So I'm going to switch screens now and show some sample reports. So I am now scrolling. I hope you can see my cash flow report. It's called Closing Ledger Balances and
Can see it.
Thank you, Chris. Closing ledger balances and daily cash flow. So in this report, there's a combination of data that comes from bank balance statements and transactions along with therefore Tableau's foreign exchange rates from their ERP system to arrive at this report. And all this treasury transaction data passes through their enrichment rules as well as their specific treasury rules that Tableau requires. So this dashboard shows in general the balances by currency that Tableau holds in different currencies around the world and the balance of that currency. You can see how the report shows the trending of that balance and the day-over-day changes that are significant in nature. So a red mark would be a significant outflow, and a black bar would be a significant inflow. And if I wanted to, all I have to do is right-click and view data, and I could see the underlying transactions. These, by the way, are to give you an idea. These could be thousands, or hundreds of thousands of transactions that we could right-click and view data. And this is one of the key ways of drilling and investigating what are the source of these records. So at any visual point, I can see what are the significant inflows and look at the underlying transactions immediately. And these are the types of features things you want to see in order to answer questions immediately, even if you're in a meeting without having to make a brand new report. Okay, and now with this, yes, this seems high level, but Tableau gives you options to look at this from a daily point of view, weeks, quarters, and so forth. We can play with these controls. These controls are actually part of Tableau's delivery of the date functions, which allow very quick and rapid time selection features that Tableau offers with its Tableau Desktop. We can also filter by the bank, relevant bank, filter by currency codes, and if we wanted to, we can look at the individual bank account as necessary. So here, I'll just choose 3 accounts, click apply, and then I could look into the transactions that were part of an inflow or outflow. So we can see lots of things, maybe the different types of categories and the rules that are part of Tableau's processing of their treasury data. Okay, so here we have another report. So I have a new report called Cash Flow Summary. And here, this is for, we're now jumping into a higher level report. So this is, we can now take that transaction data coming from the bank statements and put that into a high level analysis for senior management. And so what we see here are the net effects of cash flow in terms of credit inflows and debit outflows, and the net cash flow on the bottom over whatever time horizon that we would like to see. So this gives you an idea. There are, as I hover over the main bar, I can see quickly a breakdown of the cash inflows versus outflows. So this is something nice because we tend to look at a lot of treasury reports and hardcore tabular reports. This this relieves the analyst of having to look at and remember every single number. So this is a nice way of viewing the data. Okay, so right now I'm showing a waterfall report. So a waterfall chart is a form of data viz that helps in understanding the cumulative effects. So we can see here the year to date as I pass along throughout the year. The cumulative effects of sequentially movements of positive or negative values. And at the same time, we see that we can get a running total of how that's moving throughout the year. And this is quite a positive dashboard. So this was something that, and it's showing it by week. Okay, so and this type of report is quite useful for those businesses that are highly cyclical. You may find something that can help you in that type of business. Oh, and as I click on a bar, I can get a visual of the activities of that bar. So on the bottom, we can see the debit and credit amounts. So we're giving you a taste here. You can put any amount of details, drill down display that you would like to see. And then this will help you understand why is this bar the way it is. Okay. I will now switch to another report. Okay. So here we have a report that allows a user to have the ability to research transactions. They can actually type something in the description here, and we have the ability to research transactions such as if I type in a supplier name, a transaction type, we will get all the related transactions and actually see it over time. So it makes it easy to research over thousands of transactions. So right now, this is the full view. We can see all the activities. If I type, and these are all transactions right now, if I type a specific activity, activity 3, we see that we can see how activity 3 performed over or was the or performed or has been monitored to be displayed in this report. In ranking order, we see what were the most significant cash flows, and we see how we can see patterns just by looking at this, just by a keyword search, and it's something that allows creativity when looking for the root cause of something that you want to investigate. Okay, Tableau has indicated that they use this to, they once had a time where they had to search many bank statements and they needed a transaction from 2 years ago, from 2 years back, which was of major importance. And the banks were not ready to give it immediately. So the reason why Tableau has a huge setup is now it wants to maintain all that information in a data warehouse, as well as their Tableau server. And this way, it doesn't have to rely on the bank to give you all that information, especially if you are managing it, if you are trying to look for something way from the past. So this was at first a problem, but now is resolved because they now have an entire setup to record all their historical transactions. So quickly, we left off here for the bank's account statistics dashboard. Tableau has the ability to quickly assign categories of your choice, custom made according to your treasury rules. And we will provide these links that you see here for your, if you want a deeper dive into cash management, into the cash management topics for Tableau. Okay, I am now in what is Tableau slide. Hope you can see it. So again, quickly, Tableau is about making reports easily with, of course, drag and drop operations, mouse clicks, but Tableau can do so much more with their custom formula builders. We can implement, if you're used to doing big Excel formulas, we can probably hack it in Tableau as well. We perform advanced visualizations, even geoanalytics, as we'll see later on. And for those of you who want to take data science to the next level, Tableau is used by data scientists as they work with applications like R, MATLAB, and Python. So Tableau integrates with those applications quite well. So we can perform the visual analytics on top of your complex data modeling for forecasting and so forth. Okay, so I'm on this slide called raw data. Okay, so what is Tableau? How does it work? So Tableau connects to raw data, and this could be data coming from your CSV files, can come from your databases, and we can generate reports like the way you're generating it now. So we see, sorry about that. We see this is your typical report. We can see the sales of the categories that you may have, subcategories. We see profits, and we also see ratios. So that's common in a lot of the tabular reports that you may be doing. But Tableau can transform this report into something like this. So we're here at the sales and profitability view. Here we see that this report has the size of the bar is equivalent to the size of the sales, and the color is the profitability, which gives us quick view of what we need to act on right away. I can quickly see which items I need to work on right away. So we want to act on those that are possibly highly have negative profitability. If we go back, it's hard to spot that type of insight in this type of report compared to this. And as I've shown you already, we can drill down to we can right click on a bar and see what are the underlying transactions. So we can compare quickly how easy it is to spot what is not profitable and possibly act on it to act on it right away. So this is basically our one of the, hopefully it can be 80-90%. This is just something that is seen as a overall performance of Tableau. We expect 80 to 90% faster analytics with greater insight. Okay, I'm going to now start our sales and profit demo. So I'll be switching applications. Okay, so I'm now using Tableau's premier data visualization tool. It's called Tableau Desktop. And as you first open it, you may see some sample reports that you've been working on from the past. Tableau allows you to connect to that raw data, whether it's stored on as a file. Here are your Excel files, CSV, statistical files, geographic files, spatial, PDF, and a whole lot more of data sources. So yeah, this is definitely a discussion we can have one-on-one. We want to check that maybe your data source is on this list, and if it is not, most of the time there are other ways to connect to that data through CSV or ODBC. It can connect to some cloud sources such as Amazon, okay, and Google. So, and most databases. So for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to connect to our Superstar data in Excel. So here it is. It's connecting to my local files. Okay, great. A little bit of a lag. Okay, but let's see if we can pile through this. Okay, so here Tableau has detected the sheets in my Excel file. I have 3 sheets: orders, people, and returns. And this, once I connect to a file, it brings me to this screen. It is the initial view of your raw data. So let me drag my orders out. And we can see that we see a sample of the fields already. We can see our order ID information. We see date information, customers, categories that we have, geolocations, and so forth. And we also have the amounts displayed here. So this is the area where you want to do things like clean it up. If something needs to be a geographic, if your postal code was detected as an amount, let's switch it to a geography item as zip code. So these are easy ways to quickly fix your data without having to do any custom formulas that are most common. Okay, so we can do things like this order ID. I could do a split. Okay, so we just split this data. You could rename files. Let's call this distribution channel. And so forth. So here we can do other things. We can also include calculated fields. Okay, and whether we could do calculated fields, these are your Excel-like functions. So I see that we're at 2:49, so I'll try to move it a little bit quicker. But we have all these functions here that are of typical your Excel logic. But what's the advantage here is that these are formulas that would be centralized. In Excel, you have to worry about rows, you have to worry about cells, you have to worry about columns and searching those out. So here is where we do some basic data prepping in this portion of Tableau. And instead of doing VLOOKUP, we can do joins. So here I'm joining my returns data, and we could specify the fields which we want to do quote unquote VLOOKUP. So we can join tables. This can be a spider web of tables that you want to join together. And we offer different types of join types. Items that should be on the left. So I might choose a left join because we want to see only returns for which there was an order. Okay. So for this demo, I'll build a quick dashboard. So here are the same fields. Some are the calculative figures, the measures, and the dimensions that have to do with your business dimensions, the things that you want to evaluate. So let me bring out some data here. So if I bring out sales, I can get a quick view of all the sales of my entire organization. I want to break that down by category. So we sell furniture, office supplies, and technology. And maybe see this by subcategory. I will be moving fast, so no worries because I'm going to give you free learning resources that you can check this out. What I'm doing today is something that you can practice from the free learning resources of Tableau. So I'll just kind of move a bit fast. And maybe we want to see this by region. So now we have Central, East, South, and West. And let me fix this up. And it looks like we're getting close to the report that I showed on the PowerPoint slide. Now these are sales, and it's easy to display text. But now we want to see it. How profitable are these sales bars? Okay, and we can quickly see right away tables and East seems like they have a problem. Okay, so we can generate that data at any visual point. You can drill down or view the underlying transactions down to the most detailed that you desire. Product name, the order IDs, and so forth. So if I'm an analyst, I want to quickly check out that data here. I might want to keep only this data. I might want to then drill down to the product names on this. And yeah, sales, I want to look at sales, but I'm now more concerned about the profit. So let me replace profit with the sales. And then let me sort this. Here I'm doing a sort button. So now I can see my most unprofitable product. And then I can act on in a ranking order. So the worst performing first. And I can act on these as necessary. So I can see that many times there are items with very high discounts. And why is that? That can lead you to more questions. You could call up people responsible and so forth. Tableau is great because I can do unlimited going back to where I originally started. Okay, so that gives people confidence in not getting lost with all of your configurations. So I'm going to name this overall market. Okay, let me do some sales trending so I can bring out my sales again, and I bring out my order date. So here I can see things like year, quarter, month, and even can drill down to the daily value. I can display the text anytime. And I want to point out, just like with the other sheet, Tableau suggested a line graph for things with time, and it suggested a bar graph for an item without time. So what I'm saying is you have less burden of thinking, hey, what chart do I need to make? What chart before I make this visual? A lot of BI tools will force you to think what chart to do at first. Tableau gives you the best default chart. And afterwards, if I wanted to, I have show me. I can choose other visuals that make sense. And if it doesn't make sense for the fields that I chose here, Tableau will gray it out. So this allows you to be very creative. Okay, continuing on. So I have my sales for per year and the quarter. If I bring quarter behind the year, um, here we can see how quarter one did across all years. If I bring year to color, I have another perspective, year over year comparison. I will now break this out by month. Let me remove quarter. And then we can analyze this also according to a monthly trend, which most are most commonly looking at. I could do on the fly ad hoc calculations like convert this to average, median. Let me move that back to sum. Tableau also has business calculations and calculations that I'd like to really highlight these. These are just simple mouse clicks, but very powerful because analysts really, their work is looking at differences, percent growth. It's looking at the percentages. So a lot of these calculations that you see here, year over year growth, year to date growth, these are then moving average. These are the things that that are seemingly easy to calculate, but a pain in the neck to do in your Excels. And I also would like you to compare this to other BI tools if you're ever looking for this. This features something Tableau does very, very well. Okay. So I will show some example. We can do running total for any cumulative amounts. I could also duplicate this as crosstab. Those of you who want confidence, we can do some validation. But popularly, let's make this year over year growth. So we can see in 2018, there was a 90.1% growth versus 2017. And that looks about right. Okay, so I can also bring out a copy of the original view to compare, but it might be easier to view it from a tooltip box instead. So we can see the growth percentage in a box format. Okay. Next, I would like to generate a Geoanalytic map for you. I guess, is it okay with everyone that we may go another 10 minutes? I guess it's quite annoying that these sometimes Microsoft Teams will kind of cut me off. So hope it's okay. I'll be continuing another 10 to 15 minutes.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so here I am presenting a geomap. I just dragged country, and I want to see how I am doing from a geo perspective. And these points are for which are areas where I had a transaction, and I might want to drill down even to the city. Okay, and I want to see how did each of these cities, states do in terms of sales. So I'm just dragging here. Once you get used to it, becomes quite fun. Okay, so we can see that the size of the circle relates to the size of the map of the sales. And similarly, I can put profit into color to see the profitability. So we see that Texas has some issues. A lot of sections and cities are having have less profitability. Okay, just to save time, this is integrated with Mapbox, and not to use up bandwidth, but you can really zoom in down to the street level, the corner of the street. I've done maps for Modalite. We can see the Jollibee and the Shell gas station and see the corners if you drill down. So this is connected to the internet, and you're free to use your own longitude, latitude points. I've seen maps with over 100,000 points. And we can analyze at here, let's say, for example, at Modalite, we can see where everybody got their battery serviced, whether it's dead on the street or at a mall. We can see all of that in Tableau. And that's a really great thing about their geoanalytics. Okay, last quick. Yes, let me drill this down by category. Okay, last quick analytic. I will do a scatter plot because we want to, many analysts enjoy this, looking at the relationship between two measures, sales and profit. And here, if I drag subcategory, we can see items that have high profit, high sales, and others that have let's say mid sales but low profits, and lower profits, lower sales. So these help you identify quickly outliers. Here we see that copiers have an amazing profitability, and but the sales are around median. Can we do more about that? Okay, maybe to get it over here. So there are many things, a lot of functions, analytic functions we could do. Like if I want to make a cluster using the k-means method, I could create 3 clusters. And now Tableau has estimated, and you can use your own, you can adjust that, has estimated those that are high profit, high sales, mid profit, and mid sales, and low profit, low sales. So again, these are default features. If you want more complex modeling, you could combine this data with your R, MATLAB, and Python applications if you want to do more fancy types of calculations for data science calculations. Let me quickly build a dashboard. So I might want to have my map at the top, overall market on the bottom, and maybe I'll just choose my sales trend here. I want to really make the map the central filter point of all my other objects. So I'm going to click this funnel. And as I click to the areas that I want, the dashboard adjusts. And we can get lots of insights by looking at this dashboard. Sometimes we learn by starting without the dashboard and freely making these reports without the dashboard. And that's what makes Tableau special. You can do lots of your own playing around to make your own discoveries. All right, I will stop sharing that. I'm going to switch back to my PowerPoint. Okay, so I'm at the slide, what sets us apart from most other BI tools. Chris, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So Tableau believes in this statement, okay? Visual analytics is not about just beautiful dashboards. You're going to hear a lot of tools that say we are just about visualization. What we really are, in fact, most BI implementations start off with just making the dashboards. They predefine all the views, they predefine all the formulas. But what sets us apart in Tableau from other BI tools is the way we can change up the reports on the fly. And if you noticed, I've been doing it in a non-IT-like fashion, in a very intuitive business user way. I was able to find things without having to do things in an IT-like way, like heavy configurations, heavy wizards, lots of programming, making a request from IT, hey, break this out, make a report for me. We can do the why in the same 1 hour session, in the session that you're spending your valuable time in making these reports. And we believe if you try to compare against other tools, we have a great tool that helps you find the unknowns, then it gives you instant answers to new questions, not just being stuck with the same dashboard that you're gonna get bored after a month or or months after you've analyzed the heck out of it. So Tableau gives you that flexibility to be creative in other ways. These are the products. Okay, so I just mainly the focus on my demo was Tableau Desktop. And even before visualizing it in a lot of our projects, we're going to use Tableau Prep. So as you can see it's quite small. There are workflows. So earlier you saw me join tables. You saw me join the orders and returns table. But here we can sequence the joins. We can orchestrate more complex transformations and business rules. Okay, so that's, you can do data prep in Tableau Desktop, but this is where you'd really want to do your more heavy type of transformations. Later, this developer or analyst that uses, it comes in one license, can publish this data to a Tableau, your own Tableau on server, on premise, or online. And this is where management can access through a web browser all of their Tableau analytics. And those, although I don't have time today, imagine you can get the dashboard and edit it in the web and then create more of your own dashboards as well. I can also publish the raw data to Tableau Server, and then people can create dashboards on the Tableau Server themselves. So quickly, that's Tableau Prep. Heavy orchestration of your business rules, transformations that are necessary to combine and transform the data that you need to be later analyzed in the Tableau Desktop. So finally, yeah, definitely we can ask your questions on a deeper level. If you need help in figuring out which license types go to, we can have that as a separate discussion. There are 3 license types: the creator, the one that I just showed you, who develops the dashboards, preps the data. Explorer and viewer are purely those that log into the server to create the reports or to view the reports. So Tableau is about choice and flexibility. It can be on-premise, it can be on your AWS cloud, and it can be on Tableau's cloud if you like. We're flexible on all types of platforms. It can be on your Mac desktop. For the Tableau server, it's Windows and Linux. Your mobile devices as well, you can download from Google Play Store, Apple Store. Also, as you saw with DOH, we do have an embedded licensing scheme. So if you're interested in using your dashboards for your external customers, definitely contact us and we'll explain how that works. So you already saw how Tableau Public, how DOH used embedded analytics in their website. So Tableau can connect to most data sources. Again, have that discussion with us so we can assist you with those cases where you want to know how if Tableau can also connect to your source systems. But most likely it can in one way or another. Finally, Tableau has high performance through its in-memory technology. But at the same time, if you need to, we can connect live to your source system. Okay, so the performance there depends on your source system, but it can be live. So it's great if you're live and have a very fast source system. Finally, to end off this presentation, we want you to try it out. There's nothing like trying it out, and try following along the free learning resources, because fancy presentations like this will, you know, your memory will get lost. You'll have another presentation, and I wouldn't buy a business intelligence tool without trying it yourself. Okay, and not purely based on PowerPoint slides. Okay, so here we give you the links to try it out, even Tableau Server. And there are a lot of resources online. As I've shown you, over 86,000 use Tableau. So the community is very supportive and helpful. So try out these websites that we have on these PowerPoint slides. And finally, let Kaisa assist you. Let Kaisa and Tableau assist you in promoting this culture of data analytics in your organization. If you need help in convincing our management, we can help you there. We can present to them. We could work with even POCs that work with your own data. We hope you're very serious. We could help you with presenting your own data in Tableau Desktop and Tableau Server. So let us help you with possible things like a guided evaluation or discovery workshop with your organization. And that really ends my talk.